Hi guys, I'm so sorry I've not made a video for quite a long time, but I've been really busy with work and but quite a lot of stuff has happened with the gerbils, so I thought I'd just update you on them. So basically, Thumbelina is in this cage now, and this is my spare cage that I just keep when gerbils need to be separated or like they're ill, one gets ill, needs to go to the vets. I basically just keep it for that. So unfortunately, a few nights ago, Thumbelina had quite a bad fight with her sister, Anastasia. And as some of you might know, Thumbelina is a gerbil that I bred myself. She's from Harry and Woody's first litter, so she's one of the two girls that I kept. Well, there was only two girls in that litter and four boys. So she's lived with her mum for her whole life so far. She's 6 months old, and she helped her mum raise the second litter. So she all of a sudden decided to have a fight with her sister, and the reason that she's the one that got separated is because she wasn't injured at all. Hey, don't get sad, don't be silly. And she was, she did look in pretty bad shape, to be honest, at first, and I thought she was hurt, but basically what happened is I came up to bed and to like hold the gerbils and check on them and like take their wheels out that I do every night, and I saw in the tank that she shares with her mum and her sister Anastasia, I saw her mum Harry was like huddled up to Anastasia. The first gerbil that I saw when I came in was Harry, and her coat was had smears of blood in it, and I was like, oh my god, is that actually blood? And then I looked at Anastasia, and she went over to Anastasia and was like licking her. I looked at Anastasia and she was drenched in blood, like she was covered in blood. There wasn't any on like the cage, but it was like all over her. I was freaking out because I missed like the whole thing. And this one, Thumbelina, was like hiding underneath in her little cave. So I got them both out into separate tubs. I looked them over, and then I could tell that she was perfectly fine. Like, she wasn't injured, but she was just like a bit shaken up, which is apparently quite normal after they have a fight. And Anastasia looked in a really bad way, and I thought, because there was so much blood and I couldn't really see the injury, it was kind of like behind her ear. I thought I could see like tissue, like a really large bite on her neck and like tissue hanging out. So it looked pretty deep and nasty. So I was like, right, this was pretty late. This was like 12 o'clock at night. So I couldn't call the vets. Well, I tried calling the vets and they were obviously closed. But they say they have an emergency number and I couldn't even get through to that. So it's pretty bad really. But I thought, right, I'll just see if they're open tomorrow. But the day after was Bank Holiday Monday, and they were actually closed, so I still couldn't get anyone to see to them. But by like the next day, they seemed a lot better. I could tell that she was perfectly fine, and she'd just been acting a bit weird like the night before, like huddled up in her nest. And then I decided to keep Anastasia in with her mum because she was taking such good care of her, and I know some people say you're meant to leave the aggressor in with the neutral gerbil, but I thought, I didn't know if she was going to make it through the night, so I thought if she doesn't, then at least she's with her mum and not on her own. I was just devastated. I couldn't stop sobbing. I couldn't even get to sleep. I had to keep getting up and checking on them to make sure they were still like breathing. And then they made it through the night, and when I checked again, most of the blood had come off. I had washed them just with water, and then most of the blood had come off like overnight, and I could see the wound a lot better, and it just looks now, it looks like a bite, and you can kind of even see the teeth marks. It's really bad, but it's not as bad as I thought at all. Like, gerbil injuries always seem to look more horrific than they actually are. And so there's not been any need for me to take her to the vet. She doesn't seem in pain. This one's fine, but I'll show you her. She doesn't seem in pain at all. She seems perfectly fine now. So when she turns around, it's on her other cheek. It's kind of near her ear. If she'll turn around. There, you can kind of see it a little bit. I do apologise for the awful lighting. Turn around. Oh, everyone's set everyone else off now. Oh, so you can kind of see there. No, sit still. Come here. You can kind of see a little dark patch and one next to it, and that's just where a big tuft of fur has been pulled off, has been like ripped out of her. So that's basically, the skin looks so red and raw. That's why I thought it was like worse than it was. And her mum's been licking at it constantly, so I think that has a lot of healing benefits to it, because if you notice, like, dogs will always lick their wounds, and like a lot of animals will. It's because their saliva contains a lot of healing. It contains like healing properties, so basically it should heal up a bit faster. So yeah, that is what happened, and I was really devastated about it, but now I can see that they're both going to be okay. So the only thing is that I'll come back to her. I don't know what to do now. Like, I don't know whether she's going to have to be rehomed. And that's like really, really unfortunate. Like, I really don't want to have to do it, but you know, I have so many other gerbils already to take care of, and I don't have any more space for her to be in her own cage. I have 3 tanks as it is, so really, like, I don't have the room or like the extra time, and I feel so bad because I've had her since she was 1 day old, since she was born, so it's really, really sad to have to let her go, but it's kind of made me feel a bit better that I know I can make sure she goes to a loving home. Like, I made sure for all of the second litter, like, they're now with new homes. Look at all the mess she's made. I hate this cage. But I don't know. I found it really weird as well because she is the runt. That's why she's called Thumbelina, because she was always so much smaller than all of her brothers and sisters. Hello. And she's such a nice lilac colour. So I think she's going to be really easy to rehome because she's really hand tame, and she's really nice colour as well. But I found it really weird that, being the runt, she was the aggressor. I thought the mum would, I thought Harry would be the one that would fight with them, if anything, but no, Harry was not involved in the fight at all. The only reason she had blood on her coat was because she had been pressed up against Anastasia. But you know, that's like what happens in the wild with gerbils, and that's what happens when you keep more than 2 together. Like, it's always risky. But I had no previous experience of keeping like mothers and daughters together, so it's just one of those things that happens that you have to accept. And luckily they're still both here. Stop picking your ear. And the thing that I don't know what to do is whether to try and pair her up with another gerbil and see, and then rehome her, or just rehome her on her own. I don't know what to do. So any advice would be appreciated, because I don't know whether to risk her fighting with that one as well. But anyway, over here, I'll just show you, because I'm running out of time on this video, the thing that I said they couldn't chew. Guess what? They chewed it. So now they can see each other. I don't think that was a reason for the fight. but I'm going to be replacing it with another piece of glass and the paper in the middle so they can't chew it this time. I also had a fly problem with fruit flies in my room, which was annoying because I cleared out loads of hay, and I also had a pot plant in here, so I don't really know which one it was which was bringing the flies in, but I got rid of them, so that's what's happened. I thought I'd just update you, and thanks for watching. Bye.